Hi there everyone, my name is Genevieve, and for my business continuity plan project, I decided to work with Counseling Solutions of Alaska. Counseling Solutions of Alaska is a small and privately owned business, and the mission of their company is to ensure efficient and quality care for their clients to ensure their well-being. And to support that mission, we wanted to create a business continuity plan that would help them be organized and prepared to face any unexpected threats and risks, whether they be natural or man made. The objective of our business continuity plan is to ensure effective communication between shareholders is conducted. And in the event of a crisis, our major objectives for the plan is to ensure the safety of essential staff in Anchorage and Eagle River areas, minimize disruption in critical services, and prevent significant financial loss. So when I spoke to Kate about the order of succession and who would be the next potential person to take her place in case she is unable to fulfill her responsibilities, we had talked about that and decided on this list of orders of succession. So first would be her, and if she isn't able to fulfill the duties, Prentice Pemberton, who is a secondary owner of Counseling Solutions, would take her place. And in the event that they're both unable to fulfill those duties within the plan, Nancy Long, who is the office manager for both Anchorage and Eagle River clinics, would be the one to obtain authority. So communication is really important, and we wanted to ensure that all shareholders are communicated. Staff and vendors can be communicated via face-to-face, through a phone call, text, or email in the event of possible disruption. To communicate with the public, we thought it'd be best to go through commercial radio to be able to reach a larger population, and use the website as well to provide any detailed information for our clients or anyone interested, and to keep them up to date during a crisis. And in addition to that, emergency responders will be contacted as soon as possible if needed in the event of a fire or injury during a crisis. In regards to relocation, we wanted to have an alternative site for the providers so that they are able to relocate and continue to provide services if the main clinics were not available, whether it be damaged, for example, during the earthquake or during an earthquake. And if, however, facilities are not accessible, or the alternative facility is not accessible, providers do have the capability to work remotely, but it must be noted that front office staff is essential and may need to be located at the clinic or alternative sites. And if not possible, then of course remotely, or services will kind of have to be tweaked a little bit to meet the needs. When I met with Kate, we went over a lot of the different things that Counseling Solutions does, but we had identified these 5 critical functions. And the top 2 are most important, and I noted because we feel that because it relates to client well-being, that this would be the top 2. So for medication management, providers are able to help clients manage their medication intake and treatment. And if they aren't getting their medication, they're not meeting with their providers, it may affect how they're feeling and how they're thinking, and it could interrupt with their counseling services with their providers. And so that's something that we wanted to make sure we were aware of. Next is a list of our mission critical systems and equipment. Now, these systems and equipment are very important to providing business functions. So QuickBooks, for example, is used to pay staff and vendors, and that's really important because we want them to be paid and helping us, run our daily activities. New MD is an online software that it can be used for billing, medical billing purposes, as well as scheduling appointments. And as you can see, computers, fax machines, telephones, and basic office supplies are also essential to services because that, again, it helps with the daily activities for providers and staff. Recovery time objective for each of our key processes. As you can see, the RTO is a period following an incident in which services must be resumed. So we wanted for all our functions, recovery time objective to be about a week. And recovery point objective, which is the allowable loss of services that a business is willing to accept before we are significantly impacted, is about 2 weeks. So we wanted to kind of make that clear and just simple. So that's kind of how we did that. For testing and training plans, as well as revision methods, we feel it's really important since, one, there was no initial continuity planning to begin with. Staff should be introduced and informed of the business continuity plans and details, and go over what their responsibilities are. And if they have any questions, concerns, and may be able to help enhance the plan after speaking with staff. In regards to exercise, Kate feels that an annual exercise would be very helpful in keeping the plan updated, and after each exercise, any major flaws that occur would be identified right away, and revisions will be made immediately to the plan. And of course, there's a plan that after revisions are made or after any major changes in the plan has occurred, we want to be able to ensure that staff is aware and that they understand it. Okay. So when we had done our risk assessment, I kind of wanted to point out maybe the two sections that are highly impacted. One is a high impact, high likelihood. Two is a high impact, low likelihood. So for the high impact, high likelihood, we feel that it's very likely that the premises could be destroyed or partially unavailable due to natural disasters such as an earthquake, because that happened in 2018 to the Eagle River Clinic. So definitely possible, and earthquakes are something that occur naturally here in Alaska. For the flu pandemic, it was a little tricky. It would usually be something that would be a low likelihood, but because it is something that we are going through right now, I kind of wanted to put that in there, as well as this is something we don't know how long it's going to go for, and whether it go away and come back. So these two things would definitely affect business and services, especially if there's a delay in a process. For high impact, low likelihood risks, we identified the loss of staff and the loss of our insurance billing specialist. Now, although it's something that may not happen, if we were to lose these key people in the business, it could highly affect like the daily routine and effectiveness of services. If you don't have front office support staff or anything like that, providers wouldn't be able to provide adequate services. And if we were to lose our insurance billing specialist, it would be difficult to find someone really quick to help with that, because it's important that we're billing services as they are being rendered. Insurance companies are very difficult to work with. So again, it would be a high impact, but it's unlikely that we would lose someone so unexpectedly. And that is the overall part of my business continuity plan. I was able to work with Kate a lot during this, meeting in person through email, and I'm very grateful. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good night.